Sometimes love finds its way back. My girlfriend posted Instagram pics from Vegas with her ex-boyfriend 1 week before our wedding. I commented, "Congratulations. You look beautiful together," and canceled everything before she landed. I am Landon, 34M Senior Project Manager in Dallas. Been with Savannah, 30F, for 18 months, engaged for 8. Wedding was planned for this Saturday, 200 guests, $35,000 investment. Everything locked and loaded. Thursday night, I am checking my phone before sleep when I see Savannah's latest Instagram post from her Vegas girls trip. She had been posting normal stuff all week: pool photos, group shots at restaurants, typical vacation content. But this post was different. The carousel started innocent, her and girlfriends by the pool. Then photo 2 made my stomach drop. Savannah laughing with some guy I didn't recognize at what looked like a high-end steakhouse. Photo 3 was them, on a balcony overlooking the strip, his arm around her waist, both looking like a couple. Photo 4 showed them sharing dessert at some rooftop bar. Photo 5 was their hands intertwined watching the sunset. But the caption killed me. Sometimes the universe puts people back in your life exactly when you need them most. Grateful for unexpected reunions and feeling so loved. #Vegas, memories, and full circle. The guy commenting "best week ever babe" with fire emojis was Blake Morrison, her high school boyfriend. The one who got away she had mentioned before. I immediately went to Blake's Instagram. Investment banker who moved to Vegas 6 months ago. His recent stories showed the same locations, same romantic setup, but his stories revealed details that made my blood run cold. A hotel room with 2 champagne glasses, a sunrise photo captioned "best night in years." Video of Savannah feeding him food while laughing. The timeline made it worse. She had posted the group pool photo Monday, but Blake's stories showed him picking her up from the airport Sunday night. She had lied about when she even arrived. I spent the next 2 hours going through months of their social media interactions. Blake had been liking and commenting on Savannah's posts for months. Photos from our engagement party, our Colorado vacation, even my birthday dinner. This guy had been stalking my girlfriend's social media while I was planning our wedding. My hands were shaking as I typed, "Congratulations, you look beautiful together. Wishing you both all the happiness you deserve." Then I started making calls. At 6 a.m. Friday, I canceled everything. Venue coordinator was sympathetic. $8,000 deposit, non-refundable. Wedding planner shocked, $3,500 gone. Photographer offered half refund. Band kept $4,500 deposit. Caterer kept $12,000. By 9 a.m., I had lost $30,000 in deposits. Worth every penny. My best friend Reese came over with beer. "Show me the posts again," he said, studying my phone. "She is holding hands with this dude. Look at his stories. She is feeding him dessert at some rooftop bar. She played house with her ex-boyfriend for a week and posted it on social media 1 week before your wedding. You did the right thing." Savannah's sister called asking if I was okay because my comment seemed weird. I told her to ask Savannah what she meant by feeling so loved while sharing a hotel room with her ex-boyfriend in Vegas. "Landon, I think you are overreacting. She is just having fun, Rachel. I canceled the wedding this morning." Silence. Even her sister could see what was happening. At 4 p.m., Savannah texted, "Landing in an hour. Cannot wait to see you, baby." Her flight landed at 6:30. She showed up at my door 30 minutes later, suitcase in car, looking tan and happy. "Hey baby," she said, trying to hug me. I stepped back. "I canceled the wedding." Her face went blank. "What do you mean?" "I called every vendor and canceled our wedding. It is not happening." "Landon, what are you talking about? The wedding's tomorrow. Everyone's in town. Your dress is ready, but the venue isn't booked because I canceled everything after seeing your Instagram posts from Vegas." Recognition hit her face. "That was nothing. Blake's just an old friend. Old friends don't share hotel rooms." I showed her Blake's Instagram stories. The champagne glasses, the sunrise photo. "These are from his stories, Savannah. Same room, same romantic setup you were posting about feeling so loved during." She went pale. "Let me explain. Did you sleep with him? It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. I love you. There it was. 1 week before our wedding, she had hooked up with her ex, posted about it, and wanted me to pretend it didn't happen. Savannah, I canceled a $35,000 wedding because you publicly humiliated me by posting romantic photos with another man 1 week before you were supposed to marry me. This is you showing me exactly who you are. She started sobbing. Everyone makes mistakes. But I chose you. You chose me, before or after you slept with Blake, before or after you posted about feeling so loved by another man. I will do anything to make this right. You could have not cheated on me 1 week before our wedding. You could have not posted about it on Instagram. You could have respected me enough to end our engagement first. What about the money? Our families. The money's gone. Your family can explain why the wedding was canceled. The deposits were worth learning who I was really marrying before making the biggest mistake of my life. She left around 10 p.m., still crying. Reese came over with more beer. How you feeling? Like I dodged a bullet. A very expensive bullet. Tomorrow was supposed to be my wedding day. Instead, I am going fishing. Update 1, had to deal with car trouble yesterday. Alternator died and needed towing. So I am just now updating. Saturday morning, my wedding day. Savannah showed up at 7 a.m. with both our parents and our wedding planner. She had convinced everyone this was just cold feet and we could work things out. I let them in and sat everyone down. I need to show you something before we discuss anything. I pulled out my phone and showed them the Instagram posts and Blake's stories, the romantic photos, the hotel room setup, the timeline of lies. This is what Savannah was doing in Vegas while I was handling final wedding payments and confirming details with vendors. My mom looked at the photos and her face just fell. Oh, Savannah, honey, what were you thinking? Savannah's mom, who I had always gotten along with, looked horrified. Savannah Marie Reed, please tell me this isn't what it looks like. Mom, it is not that simple. Blake and I have history, and seeing him again brought up old feelings. But I love Landon, and I want to marry him. My dad, who has never been one for drama, cut straight to the point. Did you sleep with this boy in Vegas? The silence in the room was deafening. Savannah, answer your question, her father said quietly. Yes, but it was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. My mom actually gasped. Savannah's father looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. Son, my dad said to me, I understand completely why you canceled this wedding. I would have done the same thing. Our wedding planner, who had been sitting quietly, finally spoke up. I have been planning weddings for 15 years, and I have never seen someone make such a calculated decision under pressure. Most people would have had a screaming match or tried to get revenge. Landon handled this with remarkable maturity. Savannah started crying again. Everyone's ganging up on me. Yes, I made a mistake, but people get cold feet all the time. This doesn't have to ruin everything. That is when I finally lost my patience. Savannah, cold feet is being nervous about marriage. Cold feet is not posting romantic photos with your ex-boyfriend on Instagram 1 week before your wedding. Cold feet is not sleeping with another man while your fiancé is paying for your wedding. You didn't get cold feet. You made a deliberate choice. Her dad finally spoke up. Savannah, what you did was inexcusable. Landon has every right to call off this wedding. Daddy, please. I can fix this. No, you cannot. You humiliated this young man publicly and betrayed his trust. Some things cannot be fixed. Savannah's mom was crying now too. We raised you better than this. I am ashamed of your behavior. The meeting broke up around 9 a.m. Both sets of parents apologized to me and said they understood my decision. Our wedding planner actually shook my hand and said she would recommend me to other vendors as someone with integrity. After everyone left, Savannah stayed behind for one last attempt. Landon, please reconsider. I know I messed up, but we can get past this. We love each other. Savannah, you didn't mess up. You made a series of deliberate choices over the course of a week that showed me exactly what kind of person you are and what kind of wife you would be. What do you mean? I mean, you chose to reconnect with Blake instead of maintaining boundaries. You chose to sleep with him instead of being faithful to me. You chose to post about it on Instagram instead of keeping it private. You chose to lie about it instead of coming clean. These weren't mistakes. These were choices. People change. Landon, I can be better. You are right. People do change. And you changed from someone I wanted to marry into someone I cannot trust. That is not something you can take back. I spent my wedding day fishing with Reese at Lake Ray Hubbard, around 2 p.m., when our ceremony would have started. Wedding guests were showing up to an empty venue. Around 6 p.m., our photographer called with an idea. I am already set up and paid. What if I do professional headshots for you? No charge. We met at Clyde Warren Park. Did a whole portrait session. Felt good, like documenting the first day of my new life. That evening, Reese called. Turn on Blake's Instagram stories. Blake was at a Vegas pool party with 3 different girls. Captioned "Single life is not so bad." Posted 4 hours after our ceremony would have ended. I screenshotted it and sent it to Savannah. This is who you chose over 8 years of loyalty. Hope it was worth it. She called immediately, crying. That doesn't matter. I don't care about Blake. I want you. You wanted Blake all week in Vegas. You only want me now because he doesn't want you. She couldn't argue with that. I hung up and blocked her number. Best wedding day I never had. Update 2. My apartment got flooded last week. Neighbor's water heater burst. So I am just getting back online. 2 weeks since the canceled wedding, and Savannah's been trying every manipulation tactic possible. First, she had her sweet 85-year-old grandmother call me asking for forgiveness. Mijo, her grandmother said. Savannah made a mistake, but family forgives. She loves you. I hated having this conversation with someone I genuinely cared about, Abuela. I love you too. But Savannah didn't just make a mistake. She chose to be with another man while we were engaged. That is not something I can forgive. Her grandmother was quiet for a moment, then said, Mijo, you are a good man. You deserve someone who chooses you every day. Even her own grandmother understood. Then Savannah tried the financial guilt angle, showed up at my office Monday with calculations of our shared financial loss, and a proposal to get married at the courthouse to recover together. Landon, we have both lost so much money on this. Don't you think we should at least try to make it work? Savannah, I didn't lose money. I invested money in learning who you really are, before making the biggest mistake of my life. Best investment I ever made. She tried tears, anger, bargaining. Nothing worked because my decision wasn't emotional. It was logical. Yesterday, I found out the real reason she is so desperate. Our photographer Hudson called me. Landon, I need to tell you something weird. Savannah contacted me asking to use your wedding deposit credit for a photo shoot. Said she was getting back together with her fiancé and wanted to do an engagement session to start fresh. Please tell me you didn't do a photo shoot with her and Blake. No, man, that is not the crazy part. She asked me to do a fake engagement shoot, just her, with a ring, in wedding-type poses. She was going to post them on Instagram and tag you like you two had gotten back together. My blood went cold. She wanted you to help her fake a reconciliation on social media? Yeah. And when I told her that was insane and I wouldn't do it, she offered to pay me cash under the table. When I still said no, she asked if I knew any other photographers who would do it. That is psychotic behavior. I immediately called Reese. Dude, she was going to fake an engagement shoot and post it on Instagram to make people think we got back together. That is straight up delusional. Jessica and I had always gotten along well, and she was supposed to be maid of honor. Landon, I need to tell you something about Vegas, and Savannah's going to kill me for it. What about Vegas? The trip wasn't spontaneous. Savannah planned it 3 weeks before the wedding specifically because Blake reached out to her. He told her he was moving to Vegas and wanted to see her one last time before she got married. My stomach dropped. She planned the whole trip around seeing Blake. Yes, and she booked a hotel room for just her and Blake. The girls' trip was a cover story. Me and Alice were only invited to make it look legitimate, and we stayed in a different room the whole time. So the entire Vegas trip was a lie. The entire thing. And Landon. She has been talking to Blake for months. Not just texting, video calls, phone calls, long conversations about their connection, and whether she was making a mistake getting married. I felt sick. The betrayal was so much deeper than I had realized. Why are you telling me this now? Because she has been telling people that you overreacted to a harmless mistake, and that is not what happened. What happened was a planned affair with her ex-boyfriend that she tried to hide behind a girls' trip. The betrayal was deeper than I had realized. This wasn't a moment of weakness. It was calculated deception while I was paying for our wedding. I called my parents and told them everything. My mom was quiet for a long time, then said, "Son, I am proud of how you have handled this. Some people would have gotten vindictive or tried to hurt her back. You just protected yourself and walked away with dignity." My dad was more blunt. "She planned to cheat on you before your wedding and then tried to manipulate you into taking her back. That is not the kind of woman you build a life with." Today I blocked Savannah on all social media platforms and changed my phone number. I sent a group text to our mutual friends, explaining that I wasn't interested in hearing any messages from her or about her, and asked them to respect that boundary. Some people might think I am being harsh, but when someone shows you who they really are through planned affairs and manipulation attempts, believe them. I am not angry anymore. I am grateful I found out who she really was before signing a marriage certificate. Final update. 3 months since I canceled the wedding. Time to close out this story for everyone following along. Practical updates. Got a lease renewal. Bought a new truck. Got promoted at work with a nice raise. Life's been good. Savannah tried one last manipulation 6 weeks ago. Sent a handwritten letter to my parents' house, asking them to give it to me. 3 pages of apologies and promises to change, claiming Blake had manipulated her, and she was sabotaging due to commitment fears. My mom asked if I wanted to hear it. I told her to send it back unopened with return to sender, no longer at this address. Blake lasted 2 weeks in Vegas before getting transferred to New York for performance issues. Apparently party videos don't impress supervisors. He and Savannah stayed in touch about a month, but he cut contact when she pushed for serious relationship. So Savannah lost her fiancé, her backup plan, and her reputation in Dallas event planning circles all at once. Word travels fast when you cheat 1 week before a high-profile wedding. The photographer Hudson and I became friends through this. He has been helping me build a portfolio for a project management consulting side business I started. Having professional headshots has helped me land several clients. I am also dating someone new. Amber's a veterinarian we met at a Rangers game. She knows the whole story and thinks I handled it well. We are taking things slow, but she makes decisions based on values rather than impulses. Most people would have tried revenge or made a scene, she said. The fact that you quietly protected yourself says a lot about your character. Last weekend, Reese and I took that fishing trip to the coast, 3 days on the water, more redfish than we could eat, talking about life without drama. You didn't try to punish her, Reese said while cleaning fish. You just removed yourself from a bad situation and built something better. He is right. I focused on protecting my peace instead of getting revenge. The weirdest part is I am grateful this happened. Not grateful I got cheated on or lost $30,000, but grateful I learned who Savannah really was before marriage and kids. Imagine this happening 5 years later with a mortgage and children involved. I thought I was losing the woman I would spend my life with. Turns out I was clearing space for someone who actually deserves the loyalty I was ready to give Savannah. Hudson said it best. Most guys would have tried to destroy everyone involved. You found a way to help yourself while keeping your integrity. 3 months ago, I was planning a wedding. Now I am running my own consulting business, dating someone who respects commitment, and building exactly the life I want. The best wedding gift I gave myself was the backbone to cancel it when someone showed me exactly who they were. Blake can keep women who plan affairs and lie about them. I will stick with ones who keep their word. Sometimes the trash really does take itself out. You just have to be smart enough to let it go.